I'm not filming. I'm not filming. Hello, my name is Michael. This is my truck. I hope you guys can hear me. The guy's cutting his grass across the street. And I haven't had a lot of time, so I kind of got to film this when I got the chance. Alright, so here's what I decided to do on this side here. I have this plate cut. I'm gonna tack this in place in a second. This is what was worrying me, was this big gap here. Alright. So I went round and round. I really don't want to cut this out and keep welding on it. Like I said before, both of these frame legs are starting to curl towards the inside. So almost half an inch. So that's a lot in my opinion. So what I'm going to do is I cut this other second plate. This is guaranteed to hurt me. So after this one goes in, I'm just going to butt weld this here. And this gap is a lot smaller now. So all I did, and I'm going to do some more, I'm going to grind down these welds a little bit farther. This back is actually practically even with the frame rail here. This top I can take off a little bit more. I'm going to have a big gap to weld there, but I can do 2 or 3 passes in steps. You can see this side, I'm just kind of stitching it together so I don't put too much heat in it when I weld. So little by little, I'll come back and do this. And then if I have to fill this with some weld, it's not going to be super pretty, but I think it's just going to be better in the long run. I don't think anybody's going to ever look under there. If they do, they'll get over it, you know. I got to work with what I got to deal with, so I just don't want to hurt anything. And that's all. So let's go ahead and get this stitched into place first, and then I'm going to tack this in. And we'll tack in the other one, and I'll start stitching these up, and we'll call it a day. It's very hot out again today. I reclamp and weld the bottom with the stick welder. That's not going to move. Let's get the other one in where it belongs. Uh-oh. I didn't like that. Getting some boogers built up inside of there. All right, so that's a narrower gap. I don't know if you can see this. This is a narrower gap than it was. It's still thick. I'm gonna have to weld a couple beads and grind it and stuff to make it look pretty. But I still think it's better than the alternative. So at least with my skill level, this is where I'm at right now. This is like a little bit bigger gap on the top you see here, but I just welded a couple passes. I don't think I'll have any problem with that at all. I think I'll get good penetration there. The bottom is almost flush. Here you can see I started this plate. You showed that in the last video. I had to clean some of this up, and then I'll fill in some of these gaps. A little bit of time, walk away, come back. A little bit of time, walk away, come back. Hopefully, you know, it's just not going to work anymore. I'm getting closer, Des. Hang in there. I am. I kind of wish this part was done, actually. I never anticipated having this problem with the frame. I never thought it was going to take this long to get through this. It's good welding practice. You got to do what you got to do. If this is the worst that happens in the whole thing, I'm going to be happy. I'm using my 332nd 70/14. This has been doing a nice job for me. Overhead, you know, on these underneath sides, and the vertical up, I'm still not good at. And I'll have to grind it out and do it again 2 or 3 times, but whatever, got to do. I'm getting better. Practice makes perfect. Need to do that. I don't know if I'm going to show that or not. That always scares the shit out of me. I just wanted to grind that, clean that up a little bit. I don't know if you can see how this blobbed up this bottom part is here. This is kind of a mess. So this is what I was trying to avoid on the other side. I'm just gonna, I'm comfortable that this is all structurally sound. I'm gonna have to go over this 2 or 3 times and grind it out and fix all my marks and trying to get any inclusions in the welds. And it is what it is, you know? Just getting it done. I hate this. Hey, you're on the wrong side. Alright, YouTube. I was going to close that video where I walked away, kind of ended, but, you know, those welds just look so bad. I ended up grinding out all these verticals. I took them all back flat. Now I went over with this wheel, just with a cutting wheel. I'm going to show you on this side in a second. And I cut all these back out again. Just start it all over. Then I watched every video on YouTube about called vertical MIG welding, and all said and done, I was using too much current and going too fast, and so it was running out and melting down really instead of forming a puddle and sitting where it belonged, and that's why it was all spooky like that. So also I see some other guys suggested doing a vertical down with the MIG, which is what I ended up doing here, and it worked good, and it's ground smooth, so it still needs, you know, I have to sand this and paint it and all, but I have good penetration. I actually cut some after I welded and make sure I was going through the whole thickness of the plate. I am. So I still have to clean up these welds and stuff on the top, and on the bottom looks real nasty. But that's all going to be fine. I have good penetration top and bottom. I did those with the stick. I am not good at vertical stick welding. I'm practicing. Let me show you over here. I got my big light. So I'm going to say, this is where that last plate was. So I'm actually over top of that crooked plate right now. And I did run a couple of beads up here. And then I did this goofy weave. I might go over this one more guy, kind of weld it smooth and go over it again. I might just call it done. I'm convinced that it's not going to really crack or do anything stupid. It's not pretty, but I had to make some transition here. So really, this whole side is done. Alright, so I haven't done this side yet. So you can see I ground this flat, that big cobbly weld off the top, and then I didn't finish this on purpose so I could show. So you can see, like, right in here, see there's some inclusions, and this didn't go all the way through. See, there's a hole right here, this didn't go all the way through. So I'm just going to finish running this down in the bottom, this up into the top, and then short segments, top down, you know, little stitches. I'm going to re-weld it. This side here, the top actually came out pretty well. And again, this isn't as pretty, but I really don't think I'm going to have a problem with it. Just for cosmetics, I might run some short beads around here just to clean this off, but I'm calling this side done too. Now, if you remember, I was going to use this 3-inch square for a cross member here. And all said and done, I've just changed my mind. I was going to mount airbags underneath it to go between the rear axle. But I really like the look of this. I really like the way this came out. I need a couple more grinders. You know, but I was real happy with this whole look. So I bought some more steel to do another cross member out here. Except, I don't know why, I ordered 1.25 inches instead of 1.5 inches. So for a minute I almost thought about it and decided I was going to use that, but I ordered more steel today, 1.5 inches. I'm going to put another cross member here. I'm going to leave the part directly over their axle alone. Alright, so I'm not going to put anything directly over the rear axle right now. I'm going to put this over the one end to straighten it up. Then I'm going to come back here. Alright. So we're done. This whole side is boxed in now. If anything I learned, I would buy just bigger pieces of cold road. I had this around the house, and so I made it in 3 sections. That was a mistake. And I should have just put one piece. 40 bucks it would have cost for a steel. We're stupid not to. I won't make that mistake again. Hopefully I won't have to do his job again. And I did order another piece of 1/8" cold rolled to finish this off, so I don't have to piece it back together and do anything silly. Also, one other thing I discovered, these are the nuts for the mounts for the spring purchase. Now that one's gonna go. They don't fit through all the holes. Now that one did. Whatever. I have to go in and grind these all back out again to make sure I need a room, you know, to put a. Alright, so one other thing I figured out here is that these are the nuts to hold the spring purchase on, the nuts and bolts. So these holes are a little bit tight for the nuts, which I figured I would just take a little grinder and grind it out, but I'm never thinking that they're nowhere near big enough for my socket for the impact. So either I'm going to, I don't know, tighten it by hand is probably the easiest thing. I'd rather use a gun on it, but I think I can get them tight enough by hand, and I really don't want to butch this up, you know. And that's all. That's just something I found. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Alright. Now, remember, this is the tough part, so I'm just not exactly sure what's going to happen here. I'll show, this is where that old weld was. It went up here. This is where I think we repaired that crack. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do, the top is the only part that's not damaged yet. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it right across here, bend it up, clamp it in place, and just like diamond plate, you know, fish plate the inside and the outside. Do the same thing here, put a plate here, I'll grind this out, and then box that side, and I think I should have enough strength then. And if I don't, it'll just bust off on the freeway and I'll flip over and die. So that's the choices I have. I think it'll be good. Alright. So again, I say I got my big light on today. It's kind of bright. That's where I'm at. So I should have, today's Wednesday. I'll have this up Wednesday or Thursday. I know it's taking me a long time, but I'm still working in the basement too. And then Saturday, I should have this other crossmember in. And then we'll come back here and I'll have a nice video of straightening this out, putting that Restomod starter in, and then I'll think out about what I'm going to do with those holes. Coming along, it's taking a lot longer than I ever thought it was going to. But I'm really not in a big hurry. The whole thing, the whole project is to have fun. So I am really trying to enjoy myself and come out here and relax. I'm on no deadline. So I'd rather be driving it, I guess, and working on it. But this is kind of fun too. Alright, thanks. Subscribe to my channel. Like my videos. Even if you don't like them, still like them anyhow. And I thank my 23 loyal viewers. Thanks for watching. See you guys again. Bye.